happened to rom-coms? Once upon a time, rom-coms were one of the most popular genres we had. I mean, 27 Dresses, The Wedding Date, Maid of Honor, The Proposal, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I could keep going. There were a lot of rom-coms at one point in time in the movie industry. However, nowadays, that is no longer the case. It is actually pretty bleak. So, what is the reason? Some people may argue that it's just not a very profitable genre. However, anyone but you made over $200 million. So, yeah. Others may say, well, audiences are more cynical than they used to be. Okay, but Bridgerton, which is like a romantic fantasy, is super popular. And then others may argue that there are so many streaming services like putting out so much content all the time that there is no space for romantic comedies. And that one actually gets close to what I think is the reason why rom-coms are just not what they used to be. Remember that video back a couple of years ago where Matt Damon spoke about how the movie industry that he first got to know didn't exist anymore? Well, I'm kind of talking about that. Because once upon a time, movies didn't need to be these huge blockbusters that made $1 billion at the box office. And they didn't need to be awards fair either. They could be a normal, fun, entertaining, 2-hour-long movie that made some money at the box office and then made the rest of its money back on the ancillary market. I'm talking about DVDs and all that stuff. That market and that model no longer exists. So now rom-coms have to really fight to be considered something worthy of being made. And we have had some attempts. I mean, shout out to Materialists who tried to make a rom-com but for like intellectuals and for awards. Didn't quite succeed, but it tried, okay? And we appreciate that. Because I believe that's the only way we will get rom-coms back. By trying to produce something that people will watch. Maybe at first they will watch it only on streaming services, but I think the idea is to eventually go back to the cinema, because that's the dream we all have. For now, what I can say is this. Let's try to be original, because 27 Dresses may have been corny, but at least it was fresh.